Hello YouTube and people of the interwebs, welcome back to another Doctor Who news video. Well, I say news, it's technically not news, it is our first official spoiler-free review of the final episode of the Doctor Who 60th anniversary, The Giggle. It's coming to us from a load of different sources, actually. There's a bunch of reviews and stuff out in print online. They're all spoiler-free, obviously, because the episode is set to air on Saturday, and it's not Saturday yet. Our review that we're going to break down here is from the Radio Times. This review will be linked in the description if, after I've discussed some of its points, you want to go and read it for yourself. Feel free, link in description. So, Doctor Who The Giggle, spoiler-free preview, beautiful chaos. Beautiful Chaos describes a lot of the stuff Russell has written for Doctor Who, and I always love it. It grabs you in minute one and won't let you go. We can't say too much about the third and final 60th anniversary special, which will see out David Tennant's 14th Doctor and Catherine Tate's Donna Noble, not least because a chunk of it is still being kept under wraps until Saturday night. But, oh, we're in for a treat. A beautiful, colourful, chaotic onslaught of a treat. Yeah, I mean, the BBC did release an official preview clip earlier, which you can find on the official Doctor Who YouTube channel. We've kind of got a rough synopsis from that clip, in which, yeah, the 14th Doctor encounters a very, very angry man who's sort of having a little row with this guy in a car, and he says that 2 days ago, everyone in the world thought they and only they were right. So everything he thinks is immediately right. And obviously, we're humans. That's going to cause conflict. And I think it's also like a nice kind of clever play on the way that social media and the internet works. Maybe Russell was inspired to do this after being on Twitter for all of 5 minutes, because people just complain and complain and everybody thinks they're right, so they'll spout an opinion and it'll start little culture wars and arguments everywhere you go. But that's politics of stuff. Let's get back into the Doctor Who. The famously unpolitical Doctor Who. Yeah, what a joke. Anyway, after the Doctor and Donna return to Earth in the final scenes of Wild Blue Yonder, the Giggle picks up with the world in chaos. As Bernard Cribbons declares in his final scene as Wilfred Mott, it's everybody, it's everything, they're all going mad. Yeah, that final scene was so good last week, and it is obviously such a shame that Bernard Cribbons wasn't able to complete any more filming. We have seen in that little preview clip as well how they're gonna remove Wilf's character from the story. They've used a lovely little bit of like archive voice material, and they've got a like stand-in double for his character. We never see his face, he just gets taken away by UNIT, so that's how they're going to deal with Wilfred in the story, which is obviously a shame, but it is comforting to know that Bernard Cribbins loved and enjoyed his final days on set, as spoken about in the interview in the latest edition of Doctor Who magazine, which once again, that's somewhere out there. I feel like I'm doing a lot of promoting this video. I'm not paid to promote this stuff, I just think it's really cool. Anyway, why? Well, the answer has to do with one man. Neil Patrick Harris makes his Doctor Who debut as the Toymaker, an iconic classic villain from the early years of sci-fi, taking over from Michael Gough. Davies has previously said that Harris had never heard of Doctor Who before he was cast, an impressive feat in and of itself. It's an astonishing thought when you see him on screen, stealing the show with all the joy, wit, swagger, and unnervingness of an actor who's done this 1,000 times before. Yeah, obviously Neil Patrick Harris worked with Russell T Davies on It's a Sin, so that's probably the connection that landed him this job, and he is a very, very big name, especially in America, and he plays fantastic villain Count Olaf in the Series of Unfortunate Events show, which, yeah, I think I heard his German accent in one of the clips the other day and was kind of like, oh, that's not amazing, but I do think Neil Patrick Harris is going to smash it. He's also doing a bunch of different accents, different costumes. He's doing a French accent when he's in the top hat, as we've seen in the preview clip. He's doing a German accent at one point. We've heard him doing a British accent. He'll undoubtedly do his natural American accent, so that's all stuff to look forward to. Of course, there are some incredible returning stars, including Ruth Madeley as Shirley Ann Bingham and Gemma Redgrave as Kate Stewart. Comebacks that pack a punch. How do we fight the human race? Kate asks the Doctor in a genuine moment of horror. It goes without saying that Tennant and Tate are spectacular as always, hilarious in one moment, tear-jerking in the next. tear-jerking. It's going to be a sad episode. I mean, it wouldn't be a sort of farewell to a Doctor and a wrap-up goodbye episode to an era of Russell's writing without it being heartbreaking. I mean, I think the saddest TV ending of all time is probably Journey's End. It ends so, no, Donna. But I mean, obviously she's cured now, meta-crisis over, in a very convenient way, but that's in my Starbeast review. You can go and check that out on the channel. The Doctor's still surprised after all this time by all the villainy of Neil Patrick Harris. I'm very glad that Gemma Redgrave and Ruth Madley are back in these episodes. I really enjoyed Kate Stewart as a character in The Power of Three, but every appearance afterwards I've thought has been, it's not Gemma Redgrave's fault, but the writing hasn't given her too much to do, other than just sort of go like, oh, I was the Brigadier's daughter. So hopefully, I mean, if there's one man that can improve her character, it's obviously Russell. Russell's one of the best writers in British TV. All of this would be futile without the story they've been handed. That's great. It's not just the cast that elevate this. This is confirmation here. Whoever watched it for this review, they liked the writing as well. The giggle grabs you in minute one and doesn't let you go. Visually, it's beautiful. Audibly, it's beautiful. All hail Murray Gold. That's another thing I'm very, very excited for. New Murray Gold tracks, obviously, as well. They announced earlier that there's going to be a musical number in the Christmas episode with Shooty, and I'm kind of holding out hope that there's a musical number in this as well, because I think Neil Patrick Harris is a fantastic singer. If any of you have watched like shows like Glee, he's definitely capable of doing it, so fingers crossed, a musical number in the 60th, like a big villain, Agatha all along style number, I think would be fantastic. It feels like old school RTD, like the returning showrunner is flexing muscles he hadn't used in a long while, harkening back to older tales in obvious and less obvious ways, but it also feels fresh and bigger, and not a moment is wasted. That's really interesting and makes me wonder, are they going to sort of harken back or sort of wrap up any of the loose plot threads from like series 4, like the whole Dalek Khan and Dr. Donna Destiny thing. That was never fully explained. Like, was it actually Destiny that was pulling them together? We're told Dalek Khan pulled them together, but how? Maybe it wasn't just Dalek Khan. Maybe it's going to be revealed after all this time that it was the Toymaker who pulled Wilf, Donna and the Doctor together to create the ultimate little trio. It's not really that Doctor Who has a new budget, although it doesn't hurt, or that it's beaming out to a bigger audience than ever, which also doesn't hurt. The boundaries of the show when it comes to storytelling have been pushed further and further, and from what Davies has said about the Christmas special and beyond, it sounds like it's certainly not stopping here. Yeah, really exciting stuff. Now obviously it's quite a positive review so far and it's not spoilery, but they continue to say there are more magical moments that have to stay unmentioned and still so much to see, including the next regeneration and a whole new Doctor to meet in the form of the glorious Ncuti Gatwa. Undoubtedly the most important part of this special. But if it's knocked out the park like the rest of the episode is, this could be one for the ages. Yeah, it's so exciting. We're going to get the 15th Doctor. This is the first, new Doctor. I know the 14th Doctor's technically a new Doctor, but we've seen David Tennant before. First new Doctor since 2018. It's a very long time. That's a long, long time. And since I started watching the show, I've only ever seen 2 new Doctors on air, technically, because I started in Matt Smith's era, so he was kind of like my first Doctor. So I've only ever really had 2 new introductory episodes to Doctors, those being Peter Capaldi and Jodie Whittaker. So getting this with Ncuti, who I love in Sex Education, he's really, really good in that show. I am very excited to see him as the Doctor. It's not an easy skill to muster up a genuine sense of danger in Doctor Who, after all. The Doctor always wins, right? Right? Dun dun dun. Does he win? He's going to win. He's going to regenerate, but he's going to win. But with a writer like Davies, an actor like Tennant, and a story like this, when we're standing on the precipice of a whole new age for Doctor Who knows what will happen? Yeah, there's definitely some big, big stuff being kept under wraps here, and I'm glad. I mean, obviously there's leaks and spoilers out there on the internet. Don't go and ruin it for yourselves if you haven't heard anything, because yeah, it's really not worth it. You will want to go into this ending completely unspoilt, because I know a little bit about what happens at the end, which is not by choice, it's just by, stuff happening on the internet, which is a shame, but yeah, I'm still very excited for this episode. I'm very optimistic for the future, and I cannot wait to see where they take this story. Let me know your thoughts and theories in the comments down below. Please do remember to like, comment, subscribe, and share. It really does help me out a lot. Also, turn on the notification bell if you don't want to miss out on any future videos. Thank you very much for watching, and goodbye.